Welcome back to my channel. Um, for you guys that have been returning, I appreciate it. For you guys that are clicking the videos, I appreciate it as well. Um, Today we're gonna talk a little bit about the 10 amazing childhood meals in Sierra Leone. The 10 amazing childhood meals that I had growing up in Sierra Leone. I was born in Sierra Leone, Freetown, West Africa. That's where I was born and raised till I got a little older. Um, and then ended up moving to the States with uh, with most of my family. Um, but yeah, so I mean, don't mind some of the titles here. The PMP. This was like a project I did for school. Um, but I want to kind of share with you guys because it was for nutrition class, and we kind of had to document like our childhood meals and stuff and kind of compare it to what our current adult meals are. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get into this video today. You're gonna learn something about Sierra Leone. You're gonna learn something about me. Um, so yep, you can't lose learning something, right? So let's start from the top. So that picture you see there is it was a meal called acheke. It's a famous meal. Um, it's very good. This one particularly, I have vivid memories of. I remember like sometimes at night, late night, like especially on the weekends. Sometimes, the family or like me and my mom will probably go out. People are out about in the streets, and there's always like a shop on the side or like a restaurant on the side that's selling acheke at night, midnight. You can go out, go get acheke, eat it right there or bring it home, eat it. This was the bomb, man. You had some acheke at night, some like fresh fish. And I remember we always used to put like mayo on the we call that gari right there on the gari. It's made out of cassava, but anyways, uh, I remember that I can remember vivid pictures of that, and it's so good. That's when I really fell in love with acheke. Well, we're gonna start from the top. I'm gonna read a little bit what I wrote. I'm gonna bore you with this, but just hold on with me. Um, so I'm from Sierra Leone, West Africa. The common diet consists of rice and different sauces that are cooked separately, and the sauce gets added on top of the rice when they are served. The different sauces are cassava leaf, potato leaf, peanut butter soup, okra soup, and banga soup. Banga soup are some of the common sauces that are served with rice. We also eat one pot where fish and chicken or beef are mixed into the rice. This is the famous West African dish known as jollof rice. Achake is another famous dish that is eaten at any time other than the morning. Achake is made out of cassava and gravy, onions, cucumbers are added with fried fish on the side. These are most of my favorite food as a child growing up in Sierra Leone. I remember not enjoying um, when I ate vegetables and it was the last thing I would eat on my plate. Most of the greens I would eat are cooked greens like the cassava leaf, potato leaves, and I enjoyed eating those greens because it was with other flavors. But say if I was given like a raw celery stick to eat, I wouldn't finish it. I think every child can relate with that, right? Um, my community and my culture had a big impact on my diet, and as a child, I would eat what was cooked for me at home. In my adult life, the food I tend to make for myself is different from my traditional food. I tend to make food that are easy to cook with less prep time. Since I live in America, my food choice is much broader than before. I have much better control of my eating habits as an adult. I practice not eating at night or when it gets dark, and if I do, I would eat fruits. I also eat less than I used to eat as a child. My plate is much smaller. I played sports as a child and I was able to get away with eating a lot of food at home and in the street. um, so family slash households eating patterns. So these are some of the meals that we eat, say throughout the week. These are usually made for like lunch or dinner, mostly dinner. But yeah, so these are like the main famous courses put within West Africa itself. But I want to focus this on Sierra Leone because that's where I'm from. But I know all these dishes are famous in West Africa. So this is cassava leaf. This is one of the famous dishes. It's delicious food. It's literally made out of cassava leaf, cooked. You know, with obviously meat or fish or whatever you want to throw in there. You know, our parents know, grandparents, they all, I mean, they've been doing this for generations after generations. So they had perfected this sauce. You know what I'm saying? You obviously mix it in with all kind of spices, you know what I'm saying, peppers or whatnot. But anyways, what does it say on the bottom here? This is a dish that we eat year round for dinner. The leaves are from cassava. They are cut up really small and cooked to this creamy look. Meat or fish are also added to the meal, like just like I said. I'm probably not gonna read those things in the bottom. This is just another picture of cassava leaf. Oh, this might be potato leaves actually. Yeah, these are potato leaves. Sorry, because it is a bit different. See, it's a little the potato leaves tend to stick out a little bit more. It's a little thicker. Um, and they don't get so as creamy as the cassava leaf. But is the but it's the same. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same, but it kind of looks similar. Same process. Um, potato leaf is really good. I think cassava leaf are my favorite though, honestly. But let's keep going here. I think I had to tell the teacher like when we would eat these meals. Like I said, these are mostly dinner meals, dinner courses. So this one here is peanut butter soup. You know, I think um I don't think, but I I'm not too familiar with too much people or that eat potatoes, peanut butter soup, specifically, especially not like the way we make it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is another dish that has been perfected for generations after generations after generations. I'm talking about thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? So this is another very delicious food. But for me, I found out that sometimes when I get headaches, it's because I'm eating too much peanut butter. And this is another meal that I love, but I had to I have to back off on my peanut butter a little bit. So I tend to eat it not often, like probably once in a blue. But I love peanut butter. Um, and when it's in my face, I eat so much of it I can't stop, and that's what leads to my headaches and migraines from what I was told by my doctor. But yeah, this is another very delicious meal. These are like potatoes in here that they make that they cook with this with the soup, and this is probably beef, and then obviously rice on the side. Rice is always there, right? Rice is never missing. So this is another famous meal, okra soup, right? This okra soup, I think they even put shrimp in there, but it's literally made out of okra, right? Okra cut up and cooked up. You know how the parents make it, man. They just have like that magic in the kitchen that guys can't really, you know what I'm saying? It's not our thing, but it's another very delicious meal here. This is this they made the soup with fufu, right? So this ball here you see is a flour ball made out of cassava, I think, as well. They can make it out of other things. This is like I forgot what the Kenyans call it. Kenyans tend to eat something like this similar as well. Damn, I forgot. It's like one of their main dish. But anyways, we call it in West Africa fufu, right? So But this is put this I'm focusing on the sauce here. This is okra soup, right? Okra soup. You can it comes with different things. They can change it up from one week fish, the other week chicken or whatever, or just put everything in the same pot. You know what I'm saying? They tend to do that. What's down here? This is another. This is the one that people probably not gonna be familiar with. It's called banga soup. Banga soup. You have to be really African to know about banga soup. You have to grow up in an African household to know about banga soup. I mean, even if you're living in America and you grow up in an African household, you might not know what banga soup is. You gotta be from the motherland to know what banga soup is. So I put a little picture on the right hand corner there on the bottom. You can see it. Those are literally called the banga. They come from but they come from trees. You know, they it's like it's not a I don't even it's not a, I don't think it's a fruit, but it's like a nut almost like how it's like a nut that grows from a tree and they fall. I think they even make red 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 palm oil are made from these banga here. They grind them up and all that. So these are just nuts. Yeah, so they grow from big tall trees and they produce a lot of oil. And if you open them up, there's a nut in the middle that we eat. So you gotta crack the shell. There's a nut in there. The oil is used for the soup. So yeah, so they basically grind that up. Like I'm saying, man, our grandparents, mothers, and aunts, they know what they're doing in the kitchen, man. They're just very special. You know what I'm saying? They just got that special touch when it comes to making some of these foods. But this is banga soup with some big fishes in here, with some big fish meat. You can see in the picture. Banga soup is so good, man. Damn, I wish I can have some right now. All right, moving on. What's next? Famous achake. This is achake. I'm not gonna go too much with this because, I mean, it's probably self-explanatory, but it's a very another good meal that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? They like here you can see this they're serving it with plantains with a whole fish in here. I don't even know what that is. Don't ask me. I'm not a fish expert, but I mean we catch and eat them all, man. We catch and eat them all. You know what I'm saying? What's down here? Jollof rice. This is the famous jollof rice. And shout out to the food discipline the people have basically got this specifically picture from. The other pictures are from other places. But I like that how this look. I grabbed it. Jollof rice, you know what I'm saying? Got the beef there with the rice. Like jollof rice is a very famous food. I think, like probably if you're familiar with African culture or African people, I'm sure if you ever been to their house or whatever or party or get together, you have had this is like what they serve on the big days. You know what I'm saying? If it's a wedding party, birthday party, Christmas or whatever, any big celebration, man, jollof rice is gonna be there. Eid, whatever holiday, man, they're gonna have jollof rice, bro. Like this is the famous one right here. This is the king. And different countries in West Africa tend to fight over, oh, who made this, who made jollof rice. I'm gonna say Sierra Leone made it. And if you got a problem, we can debate about it. You can debate me about it. I'll bring my facts, you bring your facts, and we'll basically see how that goes. This is another famous food here. This is oh my god. This is probably top one in my top three favorite. Right? We call it futi. Right? It's made out of eggplant and okra, and they basically just beat it down together. They smash it up, made it together. Um, and then I mean, there's few things that different people might add here and there, but those are the main ones. You want to make futi, you need okra and eggplant. We call the eggplant jakato, but you need okra and eggplant. Let's just keep it with eggplant. All right. Um, and this when you have it, it tend okay like say like this when you make this side sauce here, right? You can put it on the side with your jollof rice. You can mix it in and when you're eating, you take a little bit. You This is almost like our homemade ketchup. Let's say that. Homemade ketchup, bruh. This is it. Our homemade ketchup is healthy. It's funny because most of these food that I'm naming here, like this is what like what they call them the the vegetarians in America. Um, if you look at their menus or their meals, these are some of the foods they eat. These are some of the foods they eat. They love some of these foods I'm naming. So if we look at it, I mean our diet is pretty healthy in my opinion. Our diet is very healthy, but we don't keep the meat out. We have meat in the game as well. We also eat meat. Um, Obviously not too much of it. I would say definitely we eat more fish than meat. In Sierra Leone, I can speak for Sierra Leone. I can't speak for everybody. We eat more fish than meat, but we do love our meat. But this is futi here. Like I said, it's almost like our homemade ketchup. You can add it on different meals on the side. It it kind of gives some moisture to the rice, flavor it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, without even sauce, people I love this with just the futi and the rice itself. You know what I'm saying? I eat this with just rice, with no other sauce, no other soup, cooked. I can eat this with the rice. It's very delicious. You know what I'm saying? With no meat, no fish, no meat, nothing. Just this and the rice, bro. It's the taste is amazing. Um, yeah, and then we I don't know if you guys are probably not familiar with. Then you have some other additives, like beni. I can't really go into too much of how you make that or what it is, but these are just some of the name beni, and you have kinda. You can add all of this. You know what I'm saying, to your meal. Oh my God, very delicious. There's another good one here. This is bean soup basically. What did I call it here? Rice and beans. This is our rice and beans. The Puerto Ricans tend to go crazy talking about rice and beans like they made it or something. Man, we've been making rice and beans for thousands of years, man. Rice and beans, man. Rice and beans. This is another staple that we grew up eating and we love. Rice and beans is ours, man. That I can have a debate on as well. Rice and beans we can debate about. We started it, West Africa. We perfected it for thousands of years. Is ours. Rice and beans is ours. It's another very delicious meal. I love some beans, and we like another one. The vegetarians go crazy about some beans, man. Got some protein, it fills you up. Some beans, man. Beans, even the vegetarians go crazy for this. Moving forward, what's this? Roast beef, bro. I couldn't make a list without throwing in the roast beef, you know what I'm saying? Roast beef, holidays when we so traditional things, when we like especially on Eid, we usually slaughter an animal, for the sake of God, offer the sacrifice to God and all that. And the meat, man, we tend to eat the meat right there. We still just start roasting it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you give to your neighbors and you give to others, for the blessing and all that. But yeah, man, you get some meat on the side while you working. You have maybe a crew on the side, just roasting the beef, man, and that's it, man. Some roast beef, very delicious. I'm always up for some roast beef, man. So that's it, man. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the top 10 meals in Sierra. The top 10 food. The top 10 best food in Sierra Leone. The top 10 best food in Sierra Leone. The top 10 best food in West Africa. Period. The top 10 best. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.